Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Charles the Bands, and welcome you guys to another episode of the DREAMERSPRO show, where we cover everything from sports, hot topics, classic debates, entertainment, and we give you guys a fresh perspective on things and how we see them. And folks, we got an interesting show for y'all today. But before we get into it, please make sure you like the video and sub to the channel. I almost bit my damn tongue as I was talking just now. This is a story that I literally was about to just forget that I even had it. Right, I'm just shooting some other content, and I'm like, oh damn, I got this story. So, as you guys remember, about a year or so ago, ESPN came up with the bright idea to get rid of Mark Jackson and Jeff Van Gundy from the NBA Finals coverage, right? Two voices that everybody pretty much love. I think they did a great job. I think they had great chemistry when they were covering games, especially in the NBA Finals. Just they had Mark Jackson had so many classic lines of hand down, man down, mama, there goes that man. That's a bad man. Like, you know, you had, and of course you have Jeff Van Gundy with his candor and his dry sense of humor. Like, I just thought that it worked perfectly together, right? But then reports came out after they were let go. We heard that Adam Silver got in the president's ear, or the CEO of Disney's ear, to basically ask them, because he didn't like some of the things that Jeff Van Gundy was saying in terms of his critical commentary on the NBA. So they got rid of these guys. Who did they replace him with? Doris Burke and Richard Jefferson. Now, at the time when the news came out, a lot of us were like, really? Not that we have anything against Doris Burke, not that we have anything against Richard Jefferson, not saying that they're not qualified to do the job, but damn. Like, damn, right? Then some rumors started to come out that Doris Burke was going to be demoted after this NBA playoffs and the NBA Finals. And they were not fun to watch. There were a lot of cringy moments at times that went on, and someone was like, what's going on here? ESPN was criticized for some of his coverage of some of the playoff games, that there was no analysis. It was just a bunch of commercials, just a bunch of different things. Then the news dropped that ESPN was going to be demoting Doris Burke. You had head coach of the Indiana Pacers, Rick Carlisle, come out and express his support for her. Richard Jefferson came out and did the same thing for her as well, right? So that news went down. Everybody reacted to it. Then I came across this report here from Awful Announcement stating the following. ESPN executive Burke Magnus defends Doris Burke's demotion. And I'm like, well. It looks like ESPN and these guys are doubling down on the decision that they made. So let's get into what this report has to say here. It says, last month, ESPN giveth to and taketh away from Doris Burke. On the same day, they announced that she signed a multi-year deal to remain at the network and continue calling full slate of regular season NBA games. It was revealed that she had been demoted from the network's top booth and replaced with Tim Legler. It then goes on. While the move didn't come as a surprise given previous reporting, it seemed to cast a shadow over Burke, whose work with the worldwide leader, especially as it meant ESPN would now have a different NBA Finals booth for the fourth time in as many years. It's not as though Burke is being cast aside. As a part of the announcement of her new deal, the company noted she will call games on ESPN and ABC under the NBA Sunday Showcase series and will also continue to feature prominently during the NBA playoffs. ESPN president of content Burke Magnus appeared on Sports Media with Richard Deitsch's podcast this week and was asked why demoting Burke and replacing her with Legler was the right decision. Now listen to what he had to say here. I think it was the right decision because we're still searching for the perfect combination, said Magnus. Again, we're talking about an A+ human being in Doris Burke here. There is no coincidence that we extended her at the same time we were putting her with a new partner. He then continues on. And we honestly believe that now with a little experience in the top team in a 3-person arrangement, that the best manifestation of Doris's work is actually alone with a play-by-play person. We have in our new arrangement, as was the case with the last one, a schedule of plenty high-profile NBA games to go around. And she'll be calling big games, meaningful games in her new circumstance relative to the top team, which will be Mike Breen, Richard Jefferson. And I started laughing because in the middle of what I was reading, it should be covering high-profile games. So there's some games that are not high-profile. Okay, I continue on. And this is where really the expertise of our NBA production management, so Tim Gorgon, Mike McQuaid in particular, just a feeling that that alignment gave us the best chance to make the best possible presentation of the biggest games. And really, when you boil it down, we're talking about which team is going to call the finals, or really, which team is going to call the conference finals and the finals. And beyond that, they all call big regular season games. The article then goes on. Burke made sure to give praise directly to Legler as well, who's getting an opportunity to shine. Tim is great. What a story. 25 years plus at ESPN, has done games, has done studio, has been with Scott Van Pelt on SportsCenter. Highly respected basketball mind, great commentator, I guess a little unappreciated over the years by us. He said, I think we had a ton of fans out there in NBA circles, both fans and professional alike. So we're excited to see him get a crack at being a part of this top team, and he's earned it. So you heard what he had to say. The article then goes on to say a few other things there. Basically, they're saying that they think somebody else can do a better job. Period. End of story. Period. End of story. The short version of all of that is they believe that somebody else can do a better job. That's all there is to it. Because if you believe that Doris Burke was doing top of the shelf work, you would have kept her. You don't replace people that are doing that are excelling in their roles in the workplace. Right? If you feel like a person is good but not really excelling in this particular role, usually what some companies do is, instead of firing the person, you may put them in a different department and see how they work there. So you may have come to the conclusion that this person is good, right? They're good enough to be here, but I don't think they're excelling in this particular role. Maybe they need to go be in another role. I've seen it happen all the time. Where the company, and also, of course, it takes more money. It takes a lot of work to actually recruit new talent, train them, and do all of that. So companies are more likely to retain people because they already know. I mean, there's a whole bunch of stuff that goes behind that. So that's the aspect of it. So they're not getting rid of her, obviously, because she's still good at what she does. She still knows the sport. She knows the business, etc. But he's just saying that we believe that somebody else, if given an opportunity, in this case, Tim Legler, can do a better job. And I would think Tim Legler could do a great job, because if anybody has watched, if any of you guys have watched Tim Legler, and I'm sure everybody watching this show has, Tim Legler is really damn good, right? He cuts through the nonsense. He's not a fanboy. Even if he wants to be a fanboy, he does it with taste. Some of these other guys, man, just be slobbing on, like you be listening at times, Reggie Miller, Doris Burke. Oh my God, bro. You'd be like, bro, just put on a jersey, man. Just put on the jersey. Just say like, hey, we're here to cheer for so-and-so player. And like, come on, like they used to overdo it. It's like, bro, we get it. Y'all love the support and all of this stuff, but most of us, like some of us out here tuning in, we're not into the Twerkation Nation the way you guys are, right? We don't have badges, lifetime passes to get honey like y'all do. We're not interested, and some of it started to get a little bit weird, and some of it seemed to be a little bit impartial at times. Like you're supposed to be calling a game. You're just outright rooting for a particular player. Like, come on, man, knock it off. These are my thoughts. Whatever you guys think, please leave your thoughts in the comments. Do you think ESPN made the right decision? If you think so, leave your thoughts in the comments, and we catch you guys on the next show. Peace.